Hey, good afternoon, guys. I'm just about to start getting ready for work and then go to work. But I'm doing my normal thing where I'm sitting here drinking coffee and just kind of looking at different news things and whatever. And I just recently, I think, finally figured out how to transfer my live Facebook videos from Facebook over to YouTube. So hopefully I'll get my YouTube channel up and running, and this will be good because then instead of seeing all these just different things on Facebook, then you can go on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to set it up so you can pick different playlists. So if you just want to hear me reading books, you'll be able to pick the book you want me to read. If you want to hear my commentary on political things, current events, like this one will be shortly, it'll be quick, I promise, but it'll also be funny to those who have this sense of humor. I'll do a lot of different playlists. So, however you come across this video, whether just randomly on my Facebook or in my YouTube playlists, either way, I just kind of hope you understand that I'm a joker. I did not mean that on purpose, but as you can see, I finally set up my wall there with all my Joker and Harley pictures. Those are almost all but one of those are actually artists who did it themselves. The one right there where Harley is getting arrested, right there, that's from a calendar that was mass produced. So there's the camera. Okay. Anyways, so I've been seeing a lot of articles. I've seen the videos. I've seen this. I've seen that. I've seen memes. I've talked about, for those of you who don't know, Joe Biden, Vice President. Joe Biden, he was Vice President under Barack Obama, the last president, 44. So Joe Biden, if you don't know, he is the Democratic primary candidate for the presidential thing coming up, election, this November. And of course, Donald Trump, our current president, will be or is, going to be rerunning again. So, if you haven't noticed, Joe Biden, former Vice President Joe Biden, is a complete mess. Okay, there's no way he's going to win this election. No way. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that now. I'm not going to get into that. I can definitely just keep saying Trump 2020 over if I can get it out, and we'll do that in another video. This one is just something I thought was worth saying, because Joe Biden's most recent gaffe, and I realized just now I'm touching my face a lot, scratching, doing my nose. You know what? I'm over the pandemic. I'm over this whole COVID-19 scare. I realize it's a thing, but how I've been referring to that situation is, and people have agreed with me, it's turning out to be a bittersweet blessing in disguise. So maybe if I get a chance, I will kind of describe that a little more for those who don't know how the whole coronavirus is shaken out. Hey, so this one right here, though, I will kind of get back to what I wanted to say, which was, if you haven't been paying attention, or depending on which news stations you're watching, you certainly wouldn't hear this video in the proper context. You'll hear it watered down and glossed over, which was former Vice President Joe Biden was on an interview with a fella named Charlemagne the God, T-H-A, whatever that's about. Don't get me started on spelling and grammar, jeez. But Joe Biden had the audacity, was in a cavalier state, as he likes to claim, that he actually had the balls to say to this guy, Charlemagne, who is a black gentleman, he said, if you still don't know if you're still trying to decide between me and or Donald Trump or whatever, I can't remember how he said it, if you're still trying to decide between the two of us for who you're going to vote for, you ain't black. That is what the Democratic presidential nominee said. Now that is just the most recent of a long list of things that he has said and done that are terrible for anybody. And I can guarantee if Donald Trump were to do a 20th of the things that Joe Biden has done, is doing, will do, given the opportunity, we would hear it all day, every day on the news. That's not the case, because we only report about ways that Donald Trump is horrible and terrible and all the things he's done wrong, and we certainly don't report on any wrongdoings by Democratic people or liberals, because that's just not how the media works anymore. I'll have to tell you my take on media another time. But here's the thing. Okay, I want to get to this because I really do. I'm just going to kind of throw a lot of different things all together for satire's sake and comedic effect. So here's what I'm trying to figure out, guys. It's 2020. I'm a white guy. If you don't know, if you're wondering how I identify, white man. And apparently I have been told that I have white privilege. Whatever that means. I think I know what they mean, but it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous premise. I mean, it's whatever. So here's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't want to have any sort of white privilege, or, I don't want to be inertly better than people. No, innately. I'm sorry. I don't want to be innately better than anybody at anything. That wouldn't be fair for them. Right? If I have any talents, or if I have any things that are working in my benefit, that's certainly not fair to the people who don't have those. So like, for instance, along those same, like, I'm white, so obviously I have white privilege, and like, I got a free ticket all around. Like, no matter what I want to do, I can do it because I'm white. But just like on the same token, sports people, right? They have this. They are born a certain way that maybe they're taller, or they're tougher, stronger, faster, whatever. All right, so already that's unfair to the people like me who are husky and move slow, or can't jump high, or certainly wouldn't want to get trampled on by a football player or anything like that. But they also practice and put in the work, and that's not fair to me because I don't do those things. So it really certainly wouldn't be fair to put me up against any sports person. So really, I mean, in that same token, you should get rid of sports and sports people like that, athletes, because I'm not an athlete, and that's just not fair to me. But getting back to it, I'm white, and that's not fair to you if you're not white. Okay, and I don't want that. Okay, I want things to be fair and equal, and everybody be happy, because we have a right not to be offended, guys. We have that right to not be offended. And we have a right to make sure that people don't offend us. So, I don't want to offend anybody with my whiteness, or my bright blue eyes. I don't want to offend people. The masks have been helpful for Corona, of course, because whatever health issues, that's a whole nother thing. But people, it's harder for them to see that I'm white, because of the mask. So I think that's good. That's a good step. I'm thinking about maybe even adopting one of those, I don't know how you say it, hijabs or something. Because that way I can just be a faceless, automaton, really, which is what we should be, right? I mean, that's what Democrats for sure want us to be, faceless automatons. They want us to let them do the thinking for us. When we elect people, it's not that we're letting them think for us. It's that really we don't have time to think like that necessarily for ourselves, or we don't really care to. So we elect people who can do that thinking for us, and that's good because we're stupid, especially us white people. With our privilege, we really don't have to learn anything. I mean, we can just I just look at teachers and police officers, and I say, hey man, show them the color of my skin, and they're like, my bad, I didn't realize. So it's not fair though that I'm white, and I'm sorry. So here's what I'm thinking. Joe Biden, I'm coming back to it. Joe Biden says, if I, blah 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 blah. If you, he's quick what he said, so I'll just say it, so you don't have to look up the video, because I know you don't want to have to work and think and do any research. Okay, so again, Joe Biden said, if you still can't figure out whether you're voting for me, Joe Biden, or for President Trump this upcoming election, well, then you ain't black. So here's what I'm thinking. If I was going to vote Trump because, I'm white and he's Trump and he's my god. So, duh, of course I'm going to vote for Trump, right? But what I'm thinking is, if I vote for Joe Biden, maybe then I'll be black. Or at least I'll be taking steps to becoming black. I could also, really right now, if I wanted, I could start identifying as black, but I don't think that's fair until I have Joe Biden's blessing, until I meet his criteria. So yeah, I'm thinking about becoming black, and I haven't ran this idea past anybody I know yet. You guys are the first ones. So tell me what to do, because I don't want to have to think about this if I don't have to. But yeah, if you're still not entirely sure about what you're doing with your life or what you should be doing, Joe Biden apparently has the answers, and so does the whole Democratic Party. They have all the answers for you. Yeah, especially if you don't want to think for yourself, that's the route to go. Now, if you do want to think for yourself, okay, fine, I get it. Think for yourselfers. Well, I'll tell you what you can do. You can read some books. I don't even necessarily need to tell you which books to read. I'm going to let you decide that on your own. I'll just be happy if you do read some books, because I don't remember the exact statistic, but I want to say that something like only 37% of American adults pick up and read books after high school, college, whatever. Which conversely would mean that is 63% of adults do not read stuff like books. So yeah, if you want to be a think for yourself, or if you want to maybe protect yourself and get different opinions other than what's spoon-fed to you, like I love from Joe Biden and Democrats, perhaps read some books. Okay, I read all sorts of things here, just in case I do need to think. I read fiction, I read nonfiction, I read fantasy, horror, I read adventure, I read business, philosophy, investing, life hacks, efficiency, auto repair, medieval culture, medieval history. The list goes on and on. I don't know if you care to know what books I read. If anybody wants to know what books I highly recommend, there are several. I'd say maybe five. I'd say about five or six. There's about 5 or 6 books I can recommend, and mostly on self-improvement, but a few other things that will end up improving you, improving your outlook on life. But anyways, I happen to have one that is excellent if you have any questions whatsoever about political stuff, political people, politicians, as it were, current events. Think about it like this. Politics is the teams, right? If you're a sports fan, the current events is the game. The laws and the Constitution are the game, like football or something. And then the politics is what, kind of layers on top of that. That's the people. That would be considered the teams. So are you team red or are you team blue? Are you team elephant or are you team donkey? Are you team conservative Republican or are you team liberal Democrat evil? I don't think liberals as a whole, people who are, I'm not saying they're evil. I would say they're misguided because of how they're being duped. I understand that they want good things socially. However, the people who are promising those good things are using that as a facade to further their agenda. And again, I am speaking about the Democrats are the politicians. That's the party. They are bad news. And they trick people, and it's sad. Conservatives, Republicans want to protect the Constitution, which in turn protects the people and their rights. The Constitution is the law of the land. read the Constitution. That would be a great thing to start reading. It won't be the most exciting thing until you start knowing what's really going on in the country. But look, I'm going to have to get going here soon, but I am going to leave you with a book in case you feel like learning, in case you feel like thinking. Be careful. Thinking about things is a slippery slope. It's definitely an attack on your ignorance and potentially others, depending on how well you're able to share your thoughts and beliefs and the truth, as it were. This is the book that I highly, highly recommend. Hillary's America by Dinesh D'Souza. Alright, so what's Hillary's America about? Should I tell you? Or should I just let you figure out on your own? Okay, well, it's, at first glance, this book is probably written by Hillary, or it's maybe what she thinks about different things. No, incorrect. It is, why would anybody ever want to vote for Hillary? Now, that's not necessarily relevant anymore since she's not running for anything. However, Joe Biden is still looking for a vice president who's female. Don't put it past any of them to try to pull this card one last fucking time. Let's hope not. They won't win, but it'll be supremely annoying if and when they decide, let's pull the Hillary card one more time. Oh my God. If I end up dead, it's at the hands of a Democrat or a liberal, I promise you. Just FYI. Investigate hard. So, this book, why would anybody vote for Hillary? Well, if you see the subtitle, The Secret History of the Democratic Party, the guy says, Dinesh D'Souza, he is an Indian man from India, all right? Immigrated here because America fucking rules, and Dinesh is smart, and he is a conservative. But he does not deal in opinion in this book, so don't think, oh, it's a conservative book, of course, blah, blah, blah. Nope. This is the history of America and of the Democrats. And when you see, I'm going to start getting ready here in a minute. When you see the pattern, when you see the history of Democrats and their actions, you understand that they are and have always been the gangsters of the country. And their best tool, one of their best tools, their best tool, it is their best tool, is they are public relations experts. They're media experts. They're spin artists. They know propaganda. They know how to manipulate the way people think. So when you hear people say fake news, you might as well just say Democratic mouthpieces. And probably also they're paying the Democrats to, it's a cycle. Democrats make money off the news makes money off the Democrats. You make more money off of tragedy, sorrow, hate, fighting, this, that, and everything else than you do sunshines and rainbows. That's just the fact of life. Perfect example of that is outlined in the book Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. Beautiful, beautiful book. Very lovely. Will get you thinking. You're warned. You may also recognize her name from the gigantic, thick volume of a book called Atlas Shrugged. It kind of expounds upon the idea of Fountainhead. Fountainhead deals with individuals and their individual talents. Atlas Shrugged takes it bigger into still individuals and their huge corporations of industry, railroads, steel, mining, power, energy, whatever. Okay, now I'm getting way off topic and I really need to go. So, what were the lessons for today? If you want to be black, vote for Joe Biden. If you don't vote for Joe Biden, you definitely aren't black. That's according to the Democratic representative who may or may not be president. He won't be. What are some other takeaways? Life should be fair, right? Yeah, in case you didn't realize I was being sarcastic and satirical, life is not fair. That's just the way it is. Not my fault, not your fault, not anybody's fault. It's collectively, that's just how life is. So if you think life is fair, you're in for a rude awakening. If you think that maybe you need to do things so that you can up your advantages, that's probably a good thing. Which leads us into the next thing, which is you can either think for yourself, perhaps read some books. It's a good start. That's not the only way to improve your intelligence or education, but that's a great start. Otherwise, be ignorant and let people tell you how to think and let people tell you what to do with your life. It's your choice. It's America. We have that choice that we can be dumb as hell and coast through life and let people take advantage of us and use us, or you can decide to do something with your life because it's America. We have those freedoms. Never forget that. So, all right, guys. Seriously got to go, but this was fun. I hope you had a laugh. I hope maybe you learned something. I hope I inspired you. I hope if not, maybe you even just like my art. I don't care. So stay tuned. I'm going to start doing lots of different sorts of videos. This one was a political satire, and will be in that. It'll be under that category. So if you don't like this on Facebook, don't watch it. And if you're looking on my Facebook, I'm sorry, my YouTube channel, I'll share that as soon as possible. Just got to start uploading the last of my videos that are already recorded. Got to go. Got to get dressed. Talk to you later. And I guess subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dave Bacon USA. Bye.